to the Tool Station Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm joined by League General Manager Matt Jones, who's going to give us an update from the league.
So games that went ahead at the weekend with 19 games are on out of 21, which isn't too bad. We've certainly had worse weekends just lately. Unfortunately, two of the games that are off again involve two teams that have got the most games still to play: Barton in the Premier Division and Claycross in Division 1. Again, got my fixture secretary's hat on today. They're being rescheduled early this week. I went to Frickley versus Rossington on Saturday and really enjoyed it. For those that have obviously been following the podcast and who know me, know that I try and get to sort of 2 or 3 games every week. But because of my ill health this year, this is only the 4th game I've been to in 2024. And I'm finding when I go to these places, I'm really enjoying it more, really appreciating being able to go out and watch football again. Frickley, fantastic old school ground. If you've not been, go and have a look at it. Tremendous old stand. It's really good. They look after you. Very friendly club. It was a keenly fought game. Rossington, first season ever at Step 5, really pushing for the playoffs. And they won the game 1-0. When in truth, there were chances at both ends. Really enjoyed it. Touching on my health issues, found out when I get home, about 6:10, absolutely shattered. So I'm still not 100% by any means. And I spent the rest of Saturday night in bed, which isn't me at all. So I'm having to have the old grandad naps at the minute, which is not good. Looking at the Premier Division games, a bit of a surprise in that the top two both lost at home. And it's a long time since they've both been beaten in the same week. Emily were beaten 2-1 at home by Silsden. And Campion lost 1-0 at home to Knaresborough. So a couple of surprise results there. That's allowed Garforth, who are currently third, to take advantage because they smashed Maltby 8-0. A game that unfortunately was the last game for the current Maltby manager, who resigned after the game. And Maltby now 6 points adrift at the bottom, 6 games to go. It's starting to look a bit ominous for them, but they're still not dead and buried. There's still a little bit of hope for them. And Division 1, I've singled out Retford United. Gone to Louth. First year Louth have been with us. Not many teams have gone there and won. They've done really well, Louth. Retford smashed them 5-0. So really good result for them. And again, Retford United, first season back with us after coming up from the Feeder League, looking pretty good for a playoff spot at the minute. But still, we'll see what happens. Retford in particular benefited from that because the top 4 are all playing each other. Parkgate and Beverley shared the points 1-1, and it allowed Shirebrook to regain top spot after a 2-0 win at Wakefield. So it's the promotion and relegation and the battle for the playoffs is really heating up and coming to a boil just at the right time of the season. And I think it's fantastic this year that we've got the same playoff format in both divisions. Whereas last year at Step 5, only the second place team played against the team from Step 4. This year, we've got teams finishing 2, 3, 4 and 5 playing off against each other in both divisions. And it's made it, I think, more interesting for teams that ordinarily would be stuck in 6th, 7th, 8th place and have nothing to play for, no chance of finishing second. Now they can aim for 5th and squeeze into the playoffs. So it's certainly keeping the end of season more interesting.
If you have a question for Matt Jones, please email NCEL Podcast at gmail.com and we'll try and include that question in a future edition. Volunteers are essential to all clubs at this level, and on the podcast we hope to feature a number of volunteers in future episodes. If you're a volunteer who would like to come onto the podcast and talk about what you do in your club, then email ncelpodcast at gmail.com. Next up, NCEL Talk. I'll hand straight over to host Aaron Walton.
Okay. Evening, gentlemen. Sty and Bob, how are we?
Fine, thank you.
Very good, thank you. How's yourself, Aaron?
I'm all right, thank you very much. I'm missing my football, unfortunately, because of things out of my control, but I'll get onto that later. So let's have a look at last week's action then, because we've got quite a bit to cram in. So we're getting to the business end: promotion, playoffs, relegation, and those teams treading water. Although that's a phrase I'm not going to use for Barton Town. I'll comment on that later and put a few facts out about the state of our pitch. So if we can start with the Premier League. Well, it was a bit of a shock at the top, wasn't it? With both teams losing. Emily suffering a little bit of a hangover from the cup exploits, losing at home to Silsden 2-1. But Campion also losing 1-0 to Knaresborough at Scotchman Road. So that was a good result for Knaresborough, 1-0.
Who would have thought that both teams losing?
Exactly, yeah. Well, you wouldn't have just not think of Emily losing, but unfortunately they did. So a little bit further down, Garforth gave Maltby a thumping 8-0. Unfortunately, that's Andy Dawson and Lee Whitehead stepped down at Maltby. But they act really swiftly in naming the likeable Joe Scars and club stalwart Joe Austin as interim managers. So I'm going to wish both the two Joes all the best of luck down at Muglet Lane. So if we go on to Albion. Well, they lost 3-0 away, didn't they, to Tadcaster? One of your favourites scored a hat-trick, Bob. Ollie Norman.
Yeah, he's a really good player. I liked him when we in Gould played with Tadcaster. He's a very tricky player. In fact, I think he could play at a higher level, really.
You've been on record as saying that before, Bob, so you've not changed, definitely. Yeah, you have said that before, haven't you, that he can play at a higher level. Yeah. So Albion lost, so we're not doing too well, are we, at the top? So Rossington picked up a super win at the Westfield, beating Frickley 1-0, so that's a good win for Rossington. Tackley drew 2-2 with Bothersford, didn't they? So Bothersford are just starting to pick a little bit up again. Yes. And Pennington back to winning ways, beating Pickering 2-1. So I'm quite happy with that point we got. Barton Town we got away at Pennington 3-3. So that's making us look a bit better. So with Maltby losing, what could Eccleshill and Gould do? Gould away at Hallam. Bob, over to you.
Yeah, well, we carried on where we left off on the previous Tuesday night at Pickering. We scored after 5 minutes. Liam Flanagan cut in from the left, and Bryce stroked it into the right-hand side of the corner of the Hallam goal after 5 minutes. Quieted the crowd a bit. And then Christian Salt for them after 15 minutes. He scored with a header to make it 1-1. And it was a really good game. It was both ends, pretty fair game. Second half, again, both teams come out playing well, a lot of chances. But then one of our guys handballed in the area. Referee gave it a penalty. And Danny Buttle, he scored after 71 minutes. A penalty for them. Now, Danny Buttle, he played for Gould, it must be 10, 11 years ago, when we was in the Northern Premier League.
Oh, right,
Yeah. So that's a name that the Viking fans recognise.
Yeah, Danny Buttle.
He played at North Ferriby, I think, last season as well.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. And then Liam Flanagan, we got awarded a free kick just outside the area in the last couple of minutes, and Liam, he bent the ball around the wall, and the keeper never moved, and it was 2-2.
Excellent.
And the crowd went wild. Well, the Vikings.
Well, the Viking crowd went wild, yeah. What was the crowd there at Hallam, Bob?
Oh, brilliant. 760.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's brilliant.
That's really good.
On that particular day, Sheffield Wednesday were away at Ipswich. Yeah. And Sheffield United didn't have a game.
So, right. Yeah.
But I think they thought about 500, but 760 was good. But there must have been 60 from Gould. There seemed a lot of people from Gould there.
Yeah.
So what were the scenes like when you scored then, Bob? Was it like limbs everywhere? Because I know from watching our games, nothing better than a 90th minute equaliser just to kind of sap your opposition and give you something to cheer you up on the way home.
And what was even better, I did a video clip just in case he did score, and I got that so I could put it on our fans' forums so people could see that,
Yeah.
That was it. You can do video clips and nothing happens, but this time it worked.
Yeah. So that was brilliant then. So a good point for Gould.
And just before I go, a guy came and talked to us. Do you remember Urian Rennie?
I certainly do. Yes.
He's the president of Hallam, and he was the first coloured Premier League referee. And he came and talked to him because he knew one or two of us from because he used to referee. That's how he started off in the Northern Premier League. back in the 90s. And really nice chap. So I just thought I'd mention him. Yeah. Oh, Carlton Palmer was there watching.
Was he?
Yeah, Carlton Palmer. Yeah.
Oh, he's not going to sign for goal, is he?
No. No. Well, I reckon he could still play. I know he must be in his 50s, but I reckon he could still play.
Probably
good
could.
player. Yeah.
So you got a point, and that was a good point, and it sounds from your story there, it was a real good game.
It was a good game. I think it was, to be honest, it was a fair result. I think even Hallam would say that was a fair result, really.
Yeah.
So we're pleased to get a point, because usually when we go to Hallam, they usually beat us. So it was good to get a point for a change, Hallam. Yeah.
Well, that was, and you, Gould, not you personally, but Gould were the only team in the bottom three to actually get a point, weren't they? Because Ecclesdale were on the end of a 3-0 at home to the ever-improving Golka, weren't they?
Right. How we can go, Ecclesdale played well on the day when we played them. They beat us 2-0. But then we got to Pittsburgh and win, and then we got to Hallam and draw. Football's a funny game. It's all about, I don't know, really.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like, as we said before, Gould, Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde, yeah. Jekyll and Hyde. Good or bad, you never know what's coming.
Right, so we've covered the Saturday games in the Prem. So let's go to Division 1, and there were two massive games, wasn't there? At the
Absolutely.
top. Parkgate played Beverley with honours even 1-1. Both goals scored early on. Shirebrook and Wakey. Si, over to you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, cheer me up on that one. Yeah, the day when it was going to be head to head, and we sort of knew we needed to come out with something. But fair play, Shirebrook, better team on the day. They just outperformed us, winning every loose ball, winning every second ball, and I think we just seemed a bit flat. I don't know if it's cumulative games creeping up on us or something like that, but we just weren't at the races on that one. And Shirebrook were, and deservedly took the win, which, that's a big boost to their season. They're hitting form at the right time, aren't they?
Yeah, because they dropped off a little bit, but they've got the second wind, haven't they? To be fair, so that was we'll quickly run away from that one then. So we'll go down to Woolwell. They drew 2 apiece with the Trojans of Staveley. So it was not a bad point, because, as I say, Staveley are a good young team. They'll always give you a good game. Retford United.
Another 90th minute equaliser there as well. Woolwell, that they equalised on the 90, so that saved them a valuable point as that.
Absolutely. There's quite a few late goals. The Retford United gave Louth a shellacking at the Walton Group Ground, 5-0. Brigg continued their form through the stewardship of, obviously, Brett Agnew with a 1-0 win over Horbury. So that was a good result for Brigg. They're certainly improving. I think it's a little bit too late for Brigg, but they're certainly improving week on week. And very interesting down at the bottom side, Athersley continue with a good form, beating Armthorpe 2-1.
Yeah, we said that was going to be like the other sort of head-to-head. That was really important for how the season was going to plan out. And I think you probably put Athersley as favourites going into that one anyway. But yeah, 2-1 win for them. I think pretty much keeps them safe now, doesn't it? I think it's just 18th down to 21st, I think, is the danger zone.
Yeah. I mean, Glassout lost out narrowly 1-0 to Selby. Swallownest lost 2-0 at home to Johnfield. Yorkshire Amateurs got a really good point at Wasborough Bridge to keep their hopes alive, didn't they? So Yorkshire Amateurs are still fighting. Ollerton, unfortunately, lost to a young, hungry Harrogate Railway 7-0. So James Humphreys having no luck there managing Ollerton, but they'll keep fighting. So if we stay with Division 1 and look at the midweek games, so another 2 top ties. So Parkgate fall to pieces in the first half against Shirebrook, 3-0 down at half time, with Danny South adding a fourth late on. I think, Bob, you mentioned Danny South going to Shirebrook, didn't you?
Yeah, I've seen it on their X that it's time for Shirebrook. Yeah. Good player to get it to Shirebrook there.
Well, they're certainly getting the players. So, and Si, come on, you can come back in now. The door's open.
Yes.
Back to winning ways. Smile on your face.
Some happy football, especially after drawing at their place last week. I mean, for Retford as well, it was their back, so they didn't play at the weekend. So that was back-to-back games against us for Retford. But yeah, just a much better performance, than we had against Retford the week before, but especially better than we did against Shirebrook, and took it to them from the first minute to the 90th. Yeah, 7 different. I like the fact as well, 8 goals from 7 different scorers. So it shows we know when we're on form, we can do it from any position on the pitch.
Absolutely.
But yeah, a really good, entertaining game.
So that's put you back on. That's a smile on your face, and it's put you back on it. So well done, Wakey. It's just proving that they can bounce back from a I don't know whether it's a poor result or a flat result, but they've bounced back, because Retford are no mugs either, are they?
No, they're a very, very good, very effective side, and it's one of the teams that someone I know has said that next season is sort of could be their year. They're kind of building ready for a big push next year. But yeah, I can't complain too much when our slump, if you want to call it that, was a draw and a loss. So when we're calling that a slump, I'm not. It's like we get a bit, we've lost again, but hey, we're doing all right.
Well, I could take a couple or 3 of them slumps in a season and not me crying. So well done.
Exactly.
So if we go on to the other games, well, Claycross drew 0-0 with Staveley. Nostell and Selby, they fought out a good 2-2 draw. And you've got to feel that. You've got to feel for Ollerton. 1-0 up against Brigg, and the floodlights fail. Can anything else be thrown at Ollerton? Oh my God!
Don't tempt it.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that. Couldn't believe it.
No, I couldn't. I know James Humphreys when for his time at Barton Town, and you wouldn't wish to meet a nicer guy, and he's always got time for people. So I'm hoping he can. I don't know if he's there next season, pull it round a bit, and then have a good season. We just don't know. But good luck, James. We're still thinking of you. Right, we go on to the Premiership, and the top 2 played each other, Campion and Emley, over at Scotchman Road again. So they're both coming off the weekend losses, and Campion winning a very tight game, 1-0. So cast your eye over that one, Bob.
I see Paddy Sykes scored again. I mean, he's been a good replacement. Well, he was always in the squad, but Marcus Day was there. He's played more than Paddy Sykes, but now Paddy Sykes has come to the forefront for Campion. He seems to scoring a lot of goals for him.
Certainly did. I mean, he's a good player, full stop, and it's a tough place to go at Campion.
And they had a good crowd, because Campion's crowds aren't great, but 357 on the night. So that was good.
Wow, that's really good. That's probably their biggest crowd.
Yeah, I think their average would be probably about 100. So there'd be a lot from Emily, though. There'd be a lot from Emily, because they're chasing the title, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they do bring a lot of fans, I must admit. So well done, Campion. So that's 2 losses on the bounce. Surely Emily are still favourites though for the league. They've got to be, haven't they?
Oh yes.
So we'll look at the tables in a minute. But elsewhere, Garforth beat Pickering 4-0. So Garforth again, they're just getting that form when they need it. They've never really lost form, to be honest, Garforth, but they're steadily going up that table, aren't they? And collecting the points. So well done to Garforth. Hallam and Tadcaster drew 1-1. Penistone keep up the pressure, don't they? Beating Frickley 4-1 at the Westfield. So Frickley's going through a little bit of a slump.
Yeah, have you seen today that they've parted company with their manager, Pat Maguire, for the time?
Pat Frickley, yeah. So they'll be obviously looking to get somebody in.
It's football managers stand and fall by results.
They do, unfortunately, yeah.
Well, that's what they said in the statement, anyhow.
All right. Well, Albion beat Maltby narrowly 1-0. So that not a bad start from the new management team at Maltby. Only losing 1-0. Don't smile too much, Bob.
Obviously, when you're the bottom 2, we must each fan are looking at what we're doing, aren't we? I mean, Maltby looking at what we'll be doing Saturday, and vice versa,
Yeah, vice versa. But
it was your player that scored the winning goal, Robbie Fox. You like Robbie Fox, don't you?
I do. Yeah. Robbie Fox, he's a good player. Yeah, is he top of the goal scorers?
He's second now. He's second.
Who's top? Who's top, Bob?
No, you asked me now.
Oh, well, I usually know. Sorry, Bob. I'll put you on the spot.
Ruben Jerome.
That's it. Ruben Jerome.
Thank you,
Si. Thank you, Si, for getting me that one.
So Albion is still there, aren't they? So if we look at the tables, if we look at the Prem, Emily are at the top still, 32 games, 72 points. Campion on 2 more games, 34 games, 69 points. So it's doable if Emily have a bit of a slump.
Yeah, but there's a good goal difference. There's a good 22 goal difference as well, isn't there, for Emily?
There is, yeah. So I think that's
worth an extra point.
I think it's Emily's to lose, isn't it? Really?
Really, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got Garforth. You've got Garforth in third, 65 points, and Albion in fourth with 61 points. And don't forget, they had 3 points deducted early on in the season, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes.
So they would have been on 64, and I think really that would have been, I don't know, I think that would have been them clear. Rossington's still hanging in, aren't they? 59 points, and then you've got Penistone and Thackley on 54 points. And the rest, I think it's a little bit too much for them. At the bottom, importantly, we've got Maltby, 33 games, 22 points. Goole, who started to pull away now. You've got 34 games, so you've got one more game, but you're 28 points. So you're getting to that sort of mathematical equation that you go by, Bob, where you want more points than games you've played. So you're not far off that. Obviously, when you play yours, you'll probably have more points than games.
Well, we'll see. But that result on the Saturday can help Maltby's goal difference, though. Really, because it's Drummers. There's only 4 goals difference between us and Maltby in the goal difference, because that might play a big part at the end. You just don't know.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you don't want to be losing so much. Eccleshill is still sort of there as well. They've got 33 games, 29 points, and Pickering have not really sort of picked up. They're 33 games and 30 points, and then comes Barton Town. Well, we've only played 27 games, 33 points, so we've got the games there. But when we're going to get them in, that's the thing, because we just keep getting games postponed. But I'm going to come on to that in a minute. So that's how it lies at the moment. It's still squeaky bum time, isn't it, Bob? But
definitely.
You're certainly picking up points and fighting for it. So if we go,
it's a big game for Goal on Saturday, because the following week we're at home to Emily. Then that'll be a tough match, and your home games are so vital. So we hope we can get something out of the Albion game on Saturday. That's. Then we've got to finish. We've got Barton and Penistone, so there's no easy games.
There is no easy games, because Barton still need the points to be safe, and Penistone are probably looking to sneak in the back door for the playoffs.
Absolutely,
so, like I said, no easy games whatsoever. And you'll be on the. Are you at Albion on Saturday? Is it away?
No, we're home.
Oh, you're at home. All right. So
before I say, because it's the National Non-League Day.
It is, yes.
And at Goole, we're doing what we pay what you want on the gate. So you turn up on the turnstile, pay what you want. So
pay what you want. So that's
hopefully it'll attract a few more people, a few more come to watch a football match.
Well, I hope so, because Albion, they don't have many coming to watch them, and it's a shame, because they play some lovely football. And then of course Goole, with your with your quite vociferous crowd, it always makes a really good atmosphere, doesn't it?
Good, absolutely, yes. I
mean, when Barton play Goal, I love it because it's intense, it's good football. There's not much between the teams. There's usually a late goal that wins it, isn't there? And it's just good football. I love it. Anyway,
grassroots football is its best.
At its best. So if we go into Div 1 then, and we have a look at the top side. So you've got Shirebrook have gone to the top, 38 games, 85 points. You've got 82 points. So you've got a game, you're a game above them, aren't you, when you're 3 points behind, which is still a healthy position to be in, isn't it, Si?
It's still in the mix. These teams have got to play each other still quite a lot. In the top 6, there's a lot of games still to play. I think it's about another 10 head-to-head matches still to go, and they're really going to shape the rest of the season. The key to it for everyone is picking up the 3 points in the teams that aren't in that mix. We've only got 5 games to go. Do you know what I mean? We're the closest to the finish line of anyone, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these midweek games that people are going to have.
Well, it is. I mean, Beverley have played 35; they're a point behind you. Parkgate, 31 games, 76 points. So even though you can say, "Oh, we've got the games in hand," you've got to get your points, haven't you? That's the thing.
Yeah. And they've been dropping them lately, haven't they? And they've got some big head-to-head games to come up of Parkgate as well.
Absolutely, yes. I think I shall be visiting. Well, I'm going to get 2 games in 2 days because I want to go watch Beverley and Parkgate at the Norwood, and then obviously Barton Town are away at Ecclesville on the Wednesday. So I'll be shattered with them too. Then we've got Retford United, 35 games, 74 points. Wombwell, 35 games, 71 points. Horbury, 37 games, 69 points. And I think Brigger just a little bit too far behind, aren't they, on 62 points. So I think what do you think, Si? You're looking at
how long have we been saying about this thing about if Horbury had a better start to the season?
You've said that, but
you look at it as it is now. Yeah, I know, and I've been saying it all along, but you look at it now. 2 points off Wombwell, 5 points off the actual playoffs. It just depends, again, like I say, what those teams in front do in the head-to-head games. Horbury have played all of the top 6 twice. So everyone that Horbury now faces is below them. But it's those games like when they've gone away to Brig and lost that one. That could be the one that makes or breaks their season, really, I suppose. But they're still in the hunt.
Definitely, and it's at the bottom. Well, I think poor old Ollerton have gone, haven't they? 36 games, 4 points. Swallow S2, 37 games, 13 points. And then,
then it's interesting.
Glasshoughton, 25 points. Yorkshire Amateurs, 28 points. They both played 38 games. So again, it's very tight. I've seen both teams this season, and I thought Glasshoughton weren't too bad. And I thought Yorkshire Amateurs weren't too bad. Just a little bit naive Yorkshire Amateurs at the back. But Glasshoughton didn't look too bad. They played Beverley and lost 4-2. But, it's spread. Armthorpe, I think, with the 35 games, so 30 points, I think Armthorpe should be safe. Do you think so, Si?
It's ironic I'm saying this. I think they are. And then I look above them at Clay Cross, who've played even 2 less games. Yeah. I still think they could be at risk. Even though they've got more games than above, I just think Armthorpe they've got the experience of being here before. Clay Cross into the league, they're struggling with the home ground. I noticed the other night they played that home tie was played at Shirebrook, so hopefully they're going to do that to try and get the season completed for them. But then that means they're playing at somewhere that's quite foreign to them. It's not their home ground, so they could still be in the mix.
And I think Athersley have pulled clear. They're on the Bob phenomenon of 38 games and 38 points. So we should. I think Athersley have had a decent season for Athersley after struggling for so many years. I think they've not had a bad season. I don't think they've had as many wins as they've had in this season. I think they've done really well, but for the budget they have as well. So I think they've done really well, Athersley. So I want to come back to a point, just a quick point that I raised earlier. Now, I've seen quite a bit of written on various social media platforms about Barton Town and the state of the pitch. Now, contrary to popular opinion, the pitch is and has been waterlogged since early February, with only, I think, 1 reserve match being able to be played. So, and I mean, when we get all this negative stuff, and I mean, don't you think as volunteers, players, management team, chairman, secretary, groundsman and supporters, that we get frustrated ourselves that we don't get any football?
Because every game you'll be printing programmes ready, expecting to play. You'll be getting you get beer in, you get the food ready, and then you don't not play. To be honest, I can't believe it's nearly 7 weeks now. It's the revenue for the club. You got no, match day revenue. It's hard, and it's very for the supporters, but also the volunteers and the team. It's
definitely. I mean, it's just soul destroying. I mean, on Saturday, I think the ref. I wasn't there, but I think the ref called it off. And I mean, poor old Answorth, I think they got there and the ref called it off. So, it was
about 1:30, wasn't it? And we just arrived at Hallam, and we said, I bet the official, they'll take all the kit. They'll be there. They'll be there at that now. It's
So it's quite embarrassing for us that the referee called it off. It's not what we can do, but I'm going to throw this one out to you guys. I mean, maybe not so much you, Si, because you're slightly further away geographically. But Bob, you'll be able to. Can you tell me the last time it didn't rain in a week in the East Yorkshire area and North Links? I bet you can't.
I can't. No, it's rained again. It's rained for a week. We've never had a week of dry weather since Christmas. If then, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'd go back further. I'd say it's like November, probably, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean,
this has been the worst year for a long time. I mean, not just in terms of weather, it's affecting this sort of thing, but the weather has been so bad, and it's just been as soon as you try and get your pitch dry, another downpour, and you're back to square one again. But it's not just you guys at Baton, though, is it? There are other clubs that are struggling with theirs as well. Clare Cross and Worsborough. Struggle to keep theirs dry.
But there is another factor here. It's situated in Marsh Lane. That gives you a clue, doesn't it?
It does. Because you've stole my thunder there, Bob. I was just going to say that before the ground was called the Easy Buy Stadium for sponsorship purposes, it's always been known by the lane it's on, the Marsh Lane Stadium. So there's a small clue there, isn't there, Bob?
And you say one of the earlier podcast, you said there was a ditch running alongside and you wanted to clear this dike, but the council wouldn't let you. Remember, that's not help.
There was some. I think there was some newts or something in it. I know we got planning permission for the new bridge to go into, because you used to have to go down Marsh Lane to get into the ground, and it was a bit tight. But now you go down Pasture Road, which is a bit wider, and we had to get planning permission for the bridge, and we had to wait because there was some newts in there. But there's things like the drains and the dikes that don't really get dredged anymore. You're not allowed to dredge them, are you? And they get really.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help.
No, and I mean, I know when I was a small child, listen to me. When I was younger, I used to live on Marsh Lane up to about 11 years old. They've built on there since, so they built houses on there, and I know there's a drain between the cricket field and the football field. I know that's been filled in, and there's a small pipe running underneath. So again, where does the water go? It's not as much water as it was. So these all tend to sort of impound on why the ground's always waterlogged. So I'm not grumbling. It just irritates me when people grumble and moan and say, "Oh, Barton have called it off again. Oh, haven't they got a team?" And you think, yeah, we have got a team. But if it's waterlogged, it's waterlogged. If the refs called it off, the refs called it off. And I mean, I remember...
You can't do anything about the weather. You can't do anything about the weather.
Yeah. And I remember chatting to the club secretary and the groundsman. They'd spent 6 hours, I think one Monday, getting the ground all ready, and then it chucked it down with rain on the Monday night. So them poor devils had spent all them 6 hours doing it, and it got called off. So it's...
What happened is it's all down to social media. In times like this, social media doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's like at Goo when we've lost a heavy match. You get some people coming on giving negative comments to the club and team, but when we win, you never see them. And
that's so true. Yeah.
So frustrating. So frustrating.
And a lot of these people, Bob, you find don't actually even come.
No, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
I mean, I wouldn't like to say what my mum used to say about opinions, but she said everybody's got one. They like something on the body.
I don't want to say too much in case I get sued.
Yeah, you know what opinions are like. So But anyway, so who have we got, gents? Who have we got coming up this weekend? And it's national, as you intimated, Bob, it's national non-league week, isn't it? Weekend day.
And that's a good time for non-league football to be advertised, not just throughout the country, So you get down to watching non-league, and hopefully people, if they go for the first time, might enjoy it and go again another time, And that's...
Well, I find, and I think you two guys will back me up. Non-league football, it's a bit like a drug. You go and you get hooked.
Yeah.
Don't you? And so
Absolutely.
hopefully we get lots of people down, first timers, get them down, get them hooked on non-league football. Show them there's something else apart from watching football on the television. Something else than Premier football.
I think Barton are doing half price, aren't you, on the day? £3 to get in on the day, or £3 a pint or something, I think.
I wouldn't like to comment in case I get it wrong. I've not done my homework, sir.
All right, but I keep fingers crossed, because if your match is on against Emily, you'll get a good crowd, I would imagine.
I think we will, yeah. And it's the first time we've actually had non-league day at March Lane for about 4 years. So we always seem to be away for it. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know, it's rained a lot again, hasn't it, this week? So I'm hoping we get a game on. If we don't, well, we don't. But it's good luck to everybody. Good luck to you, Bob, with goal. And Si, are you at home, Si, on Saturday?
Yeah, we've got the big match against Parkgate, so you couldn't want for a tastier match for non-league day. So, but yeah, I hope you guys all have a great day at your football games.
That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.